great way to start a 6-liter video off.
What's up, guys? So the 6-liter is officially 21 years old, and I was cleaning on it the other night, and I happened to open up the glove box, and I found quite a bit of service records. So I figured it'd be a fun video for us to go through this and see how reliable or unreliable this thing has been for the previous owners. And if you like this idea, definitely drop a comment, because we have 27 years worth of records on the second gen that we could go through. I've never looked at them. It would probably be a terrifying thing for us to experience together, seeing how many things have been replaced on it. Either way, today we're going to go through and see what's been replaced on the old 6-liter. So for anyone that's new to the channel or hasn't followed along since the very first video on this truck, I actually bought it from one of my really good friends, and he owned it for 8 years. And so there's a few things that I know he got replaced, which we'll go over first, and then we'll get into the previous owner to him paperwork. I think maybe the original owner of this truck. Either way, there's some pretty big things in here, but as far as I know from what he replaced on the truck, and most of it was replaced pretty soon before I actually bought it, the number one thing was the Fickum. So it got replaced with a factory Ford Fickum. It ended up going out, and he couldn't figure out why the truck wouldn't crank, of course, thinking worst case scenario. And so he took it to one of his neighbors, which is actually a ex-Ford diesel mechanic. And so that was a great thing. Super grateful that he did that. Didn't send it to some Joe Smo for it to get absolutely butchered. But they did replace the Fickum with a Ford factory. And then the guy looked over the truck and replaced a couple of other things. Driver's side ball joint, the fuel filters, changed the oil, of course, and then actually found a coolant line that was leaking, because he said it was leaking down, every 6 months or something. He was putting some in it, and of course he was thinking worst case scenario, like probably all 6-liter owners do. The head gasket is smoked and she's drinking coolant now. Well, thankfully that was not the case, and it was just a coolant line that had sprung a leak and was doing its thing. So that turned out really good. But some of the things in this folder are not as nice, which actually they're really good that they happened when they did, because he had a great ownership experience with this truck. It's had a little baby eco tune on it the entire time that he owned it. All the time when we'd go to Buffalo's and stuff, I'd be trying to get him to put it in a hot tune and freaking romp on it and Chewbacca war cry, and he never would do it, and I would always give him crap for it. And I'm glad that he held strong and never fell into the peer pressure that I was trying to give him, because, full circle, I end up owning the truck, and because he did not fall into the peer pressure, I have a really solid truck, I believe. And so it's just crazy how that ended up working out. But either way, let's go ahead and get into things that did not go good for this truck pretty early into its mileage and to its life. So let me start digging through here and see what exactly I have. I also have what he paid for the truck. This is pretty crazy, because this is the original owner's purchase agreement of this truck, 07/29/04. So it was a very late 2004, at least when it was sold. I'm not sure on the production date, but go ahead and drop a comment real quick on what you think this truck cost. Brand new. It's a 04 extended cab, Lariat, 6-liter, 4-wheel drive, white, two-tone. I don't think there's any crazy options or anything, but they paid in 2004 $37,976 for this truck, which in today's world for a brand new diesel truck is absolutely insane. They're easily double that. I mean, could you get a Lariat F2? Of course, there's a lot more to the brand new trucks than this, of course, but 65 maybe would be bare minimum. I haven't been new diesel truck shopping, so maybe I'm off with that, but that's pretty crazy. 2004 for $38,000 essentially. Pretty freaking cool that this stuck around throughout the ownership. So I'm guessing that he was the second owner of the truck. I am now the third owner. So we'll hang on to that as well. That's pretty cool. It's absolutely freezing out here, guys, and it's not even the cold front. That's coming in next week, so this is mine as well. All right, here is when he bought it. 12/28/16 from the original owner. I never knew this. That's pretty crazy. So in 2016, he bought this truck with 86,000 miles on it. What do you think he paid for it then? Now, inflation has gone crazy. Truck prices have gone crazy as well. I think he got a really, really good buy on this truck. He paid $14,900 for a 04 F-250 in 2016 with 86,000 original miles. I think that's pretty freaking good right there, ain't gonna lie. Now here is our main, let me see if there's anything else. This is the main service report of a major failure that it had. This is a oil change in 2014. So this was the original owner. An oil change in 2014 still cost $93 from Express Lube. 4-wheel parts. Oh, this is when he got the leveling kit put on it. 2017, 3/10/17, he got a leveling kit put on and everything checked out. Let's see if this is the invoice on what exact, because I don't even know what's on this truck. So, all right, shackle, hanger bracket, alignment, lube. What did he pay for this? Continue. Holy crap. Wow. They got him on this one. I ain't gonna lie, they got him on this. So he got a leveling kit, new shocks. Looks like an oil change. And this was in 2017. So this was like a year after he got it. His first modification, first thing he ever did to the truck was a leveling kit. And it looks like they smoked him at a whopping $1,937, $1,937 for a leveling kit, alignment, and then, like I said, I think an oil change. Or has this got tires? This actually got tires with it. Batteries plus bulbs in 2014. Got a battery for $228. Yes, dog, that makes me cry because the batteries aren't bad, but it's just been sitting for too long in the cold, and so I hadn't driven it in a little bit, so they ran down. Here is something from our local automotive shop in 2019. It says seal labor, seal labor. The seal was $27 and times two, no, one was $30, one was 10. Labor was $250. Got him at $361. I'm not sure what seal got replaced. I'm trying to remember. I don't know what that is about. All right, this is in 2008. Holy crap, I haven't looked at this one. Customer states hears whistle noise from under the hood. Did they know they bought a diesel? Were they aware they bought a turbo diesel engine? I don't know. All right, it says perform multi-point inspection, check all fluid levels, cooling system, steering, customer request, lubrication, oil change, filter, complete fluid inspection, completed lubricants. Okay, coolant service, drained radiator, refilled to proper level with 50/50 mixture. Service the transmission. What is the mileage at? 53,000 miles. She got a pretty much a full service, so that's pretty sick. Charged them a whopping $328. I'm assuming some of this was covered under the factory warranty because it was done at the Ford dealer. Got all fresh fluids at 53,000 miles. This is 9/19/08, so this was 6 months later. Customer states blowing oil out of oil gauge light as staying in up and engine runs rough. Oil leak diagnosed, found oil pressure sending unit cracked and leaking oil, replaced oil pressure sending unit, topped off oil level, washed engine, reset, checked, IDTs reprogrammed FICM, and charged them $100. So those top things were covered under warranty. That was at 60,000 miles. This is kind of when the truck started go downhill a little bit. I didn't even see this when I briefly looked over it earlier, so yeah, it looks like she was struggling a little bit at 60,000 miles. 8/19/04, it got Linexed. So I'm guessing that's right after they bought it. They went and got it Linexed. That's pretty cool. Line-X is, of course, the best in the biz because it still looks great and it's 21 years old. All right, Armor Tech Line-X spray and bed liner, $410 in 2004. That's pretty wild. It hasn't gone up much. I haven't been shopping either, but last time, I guess it's been a couple years. It was like $500 or something. Kelly Trailer Sales, 5709. I cannot read any of this scribbled cursive. It's horrible. Whoa, trailer sales. That's weird. What did they get? $480. And then $112. I don't know. Oh, the fifth wheel. I bet that's what it was. It's got a fifth wheel in it. That had to be what it got installed in 57. I guess that says 09. So, yeah, it's got the old fifth wheel. I'm sure she was pulling a horse trailer or something, and that probably lines up with when it started having problems. All right, Quick Lane. This is jumping back to 06, 31,000 miles. Looks like he got an air filter, oil change, $572. Seems like a lot for an oil change. 2 charges, multi-point inspection, brake inspection. Customer request to have complete transmission flush performed. Wow, and this was in 06, so when was the other one? Was it 09? So she's had some fluid run through that daggum transmission. I might need to go ahead and change it. You know, it's one of those things you don't really change unless the life of the vehicle it's continued to be changed, and so we might end up needing to do that as well. All right, we got another Long Lewis. When was this? 04, 16, 07. We got a connection clamp, $81. 04, 02, 07, $156. I don't know what for. BP and Tire Express, $20. R&R Turbo Clamp, $20. I have no clue. This is the biggest thing that I have paperwork on, at least. So 11/7/2016. So this is right before he bought the truck. I guess this is what like broke the camel's back on them owning it, and they decided to sell it. So it looks like the turbo went out. How many miles do we have? I don't see a mileage on this. I don't see a mileage, but we've got check for blowing white smoke. Turbo is bad. EGR exhaust. So straight pipe. Parts and labor, $2,200. Turbocharger removed and replaced. F2, it says F350, whatever. Oil change. Labor. SCT tuner was $589. Oh, here we go from the top. EGR kit, $562. Turbo, $1,250. Oil filter, $15. Oil, $65. SCT tuner, $589. Fuel filter, $100. Got him at a whopping $4,015.20. And I don't have the mileage, but it would be right before he bought it. So right at 80,000 miles, the turbo decided to croak over. So then they did the right daggum thing that they should have done when they bought this truck. That's when she got the little, I can't say the word, weight reduction. She got weight reduction, which is pretty awesome. So it had some issues before my buddy Noah bought it. As you just saw, we ran through them. A couple different stops in at the dealership for some warranty work, running rough. Then at 80-ish thousand miles, the turbo goes out. They do the right thing. They tune it. They weight reduction, replace the turbo. And so we got 150,000 miles on it right now. So we got 70,000 miles on that new turbo. And that all happened right before he got it. So the entire time that he had it, it was weight reduced, and it had SCT, which had just their basic tunes. It still got that on there. I still have the Eco Tune on it because it sounds good and it doesn't make enough power to hurt itself right now. the Chewbacca noises without blowing it up, which is totally fine with me with the truck right now. I'm totally happy with it. Sound cool, not kill itself. So the entire time that he had it, I think there was like twice that he actually put it in the performance tune, and then he still babied the ever-loving crap out of it, which once again, full circle, super thankful for that, because this could have gone a completely different way. He could have fallen into peer pressure and ran her in the hot tune for its whole life and it be a royal piece of junk. And then I probably would have never bought it, but then if I might have bought it, then it would be a piece of junk when I have it right now, which it could blow up tomorrow. Let's be honest, it's mechanical. As you saw, even when it was low miles, anything can happen. I mean, my trail boss dropped a lifter, been a push rod at 5,000 miles, brand new truck. It's not just because it's Ford, it's not just because it's 6-liter, but it is really cool to find all of those service records and see the history of this thing. I mean, I guess for the most part, pretty solid. I mean, the turbo did go out before 100,000 miles, and whatever it was, the cracked whatever oil, maybe it was an oil cooler. It was just, I don't really know. Either way, that's the history on the old 6-liter, and I think that's pretty cool. So there it is. She's had a couple hiccups here and there throughout her life, but it's not like an engine replacement or transmission replacement or anything like that. It's, I guess, just the kind of typical 6-liter things. I guess some of it is good as well, like all the transmission flushes, the whatever the oil thing that cracked, that being replaced, and then later on when Noah had it before I bought it, it getting a new Fickum, the turbo being replaced before he got it, and then all the weight reduction. And so it's been set up to have a long, healthy life, which it had with him. And the only time he ever got stranded in it, which is something I forgot, was the alternator went out and his batteries went totally dead, and he did get stranded on the side of the road. But he replaced the alternator, and then if you saw the video where we bought it, the truck, you know, the batteries were, he was thinking it was bad again, whether it was the batteries or the alternator. We got it tested. The batteries came back good, but the alternator came back weak. But I've not had any issues. As long as I'm driving the truck, it charges, and it's been totally fine. And I freaking love this thing. It's surprisingly become one of my favorite trucks, because in all honesty, I didn't really like it when he had it. It was noisy, clattery, you know, the engine, and maybe that was just me being judgmental, but you're cruising around and the thing is like, I'm like, dude, what the heck? Now that was before I had a diesel, and maybe it was before I like even was thinking diesels were cool. But after owning this thing for the half a year that I have now, it is a awesome freaking truck, and I love it, and I have a million things that I'm wanting and am going to do to this thing. So I figured y'all would enjoy this video. Hopefully you did. Definitely comment down below if you did, and if you would like to see the 2nd gen breakdown on all the service records on it, I will definitely do that as well. So with that said, I'll see y'all boys in the next one.